I have a bit of a sweet tooth, especially for chocolate, which isn't always good for my teeth. But there was one time in history when chocolate could have caused more than a cavity. Hello, I'm Henry, and I like history. Especially when it reminds us that sometimes the most dangerous things don't look dangerous at all. Sometimes they look delicious. In 1943, deep in the middle of the Second World War, Nazi bomb makers came up with a plan that was equal parts clever, cruel, and disturbingly imaginative. They decided to assassinate the British Prime Minister with a chocolate bar. Not poisoned, not laced, explosive. German intelligence knew something important. Winston Churchill had a well-documented sweet tooth: chocolate, desserts, late-night indulgences after long strategy meetings. If something expensive and indulgent appeared in the War Cabinet dining room, there was a very real chance Churchill himself would open it. So the device was designed to look luxurious. It was branded as Peter's Chocolate, a real respected chocolate company at the time. Wrapped in high-quality black foil, gold lettering, the kind of thing that didn't raise suspicion, because it belonged among silver trays and polished wood tables. But beneath a thin outer layer of real dark chocolate, there was no candy. There was a solid steel casing. Inside it, high explosives. Heavy, dense, perfectly disguised. The mechanism was the most terrifying part. At one end of the bar, breaking off a piece of chocolate would reveal a small strip of canvas. Pull the canvas sharply, and a hidden delay fuse would activate. 7 seconds. Just enough time to realize something was wrong. Not enough time to survive. The plan was simple. German agents in Britain were tasked with smuggling these chocolate bars into the War Cabinet's private dining room. They would be placed among other luxury items. No guards triggered, no alarms. Just waiting. Waiting for a hand to reach out. But this story doesn't end in an explosion, because British intelligence got there first. Information about the device surfaced after a German saboteur named Jean-Marty Lalard surrendered to Allied authorities in West Africa. During interrogation, he described the booby-trap devices in detail: the chocolate bars, the canvas fuse, the delay. And suddenly, what sounded absurd became very real. The warning reached Lord Victor Rothschild, a senior intelligence officer in MI5's counter-sabotage unit. Rothschild understood the danger immediately, not just to Churchill, but to anyone who might encounter the device. So instead of keeping it secret, he did something unusual. He commissioned detailed, poster-sized illustrations showing exactly how the bomb worked. Every layer, every component. So officials, guards, and bomb disposal teams would know what to look for. Chocolate turned into a training manual. Those illustrations were drawn by an artist named Lawrence Fish. And after the war ended, the story faded into classified silence. The letters, the sketches, locked away. For decades. Until much later. In 2009, and again in 2015, Fish's widow and members of the Rothschild family rediscovered the original documents, hand-drawn warnings from a time when dessert could kill. No chocolate bars ever exploded. Churchill never opened one. The plan failed. But the idea alone tells us something important. War isn't always fought with armies. Sometimes it hides inside ordinary objects, wrapped in luxury, disguised as comfort. And sometimes the most dangerous weapons are the ones that look harmless. History isn't just about battles and bombs. Sometimes it's about noticing when something doesn't belong. Thanks for listening tonight. I'm Henry, and I'll see you in the next story.